Yo, face. Yo, your face, please. With Durk on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, Lil Durk's 10-year-old son is being accused of allegedly shooting his stepfather over an altercation that was had between the mom and the stepfather. Now the crazy part is there's a bunch of people congratulating the kid on social media for shooting the stepfather, stating that he did right because the stepfather was putting his hands on the mother. However, we will find out that that may have not been all the way too accurate. The stepfather would take to his Instagram account to expose a few things, including what really happened, and stated that he was actually not trying to put his hands on her, and instead, he was shot by the kid due to him listening to what the mother told him to do. Now, not only that, trying to encourage a child shooting anybody, to me, isn't a flex. I know it may sound cool, but putting a child through something like that is traumatizing and also could affect their future. We don't need no more kids growing up with the intentions on shooting and doing harm and becoming another statistic, especially if they don't need to. His father is Lil Durk. And not to mention, if the stepfather proves that he was shot and not the aggressor in the situation, who knows what type of trouble the kid may be in at just 10 years old. So you don't want a kid going through anything like that, especially at a young age. Now also, for y'all that don't know, this is the same kid by the same mother that at first Lil Durk was denying. Him and the mother that goes by the name of Trevana had a brief little back and forth on social media not too long ago because she would expose him for having a child with her but not taking care of him. So she came out and exposed the kid, and when she was bashed by social media for allegedly lying, she did say that she would show DNA results proving that it's Lil Durk's kid. She posted a few stories to her IG, one where she would include a picture of her and Durk to prove that she's been around him, and she would caption it saying, quote, "She's lying, he don't know her, she not from Chicago, her son don't look like him, laughing emoji. Hey, I'ma just laugh every time a fan say something crazy and get proven wrong. And actually, my nephew is the perfect mix of not his parent." Then in another post, she would say, quote, "As much as I could say on here, I'm not, because this is real life for me. Not no internet-ish, thank you for all the kind words. I really appreciate it. Put your faith and trust in God and he will never fail you. And never be afraid to live your truth, no matter what anybody says about you. God has never let me down. Everything has always been done on his timing. God bless y'all." Now the situation kind of died down and we stopped hearing about them. One thing you could never deny though, even though people didn't believe her in the beginning, everyone did admit that the kid did look exactly like Lil Durk. So I think that was the confusing part. However, we stopped hearing about it, but it was this past Father's Day where Lil Durk would post a picture with all the kids, including his brother's kids, and social media would notice that the kid Trevana claimed was Lil Durk's was in the photo as well. Which means 9 times out of 10, they must have silently settled everything behind the scenes and just took everything from there. Which would make sense because if it's your kids, whether you and the baby mother get along or not, or the baby father, it's your duty as a parent to still be there for the child. They're innocent and don't deserve to not have a parent, or because the mother and father can't get along. But anyway, fast forward to today. It came out recently that the 10-year-old would intervene in the altercation in regards to his mother and stepfather and would end up shooting the stepfather. Now we can't show the video because of YouTube and their guidelines, but we'll play a little bit of it until it gets to a certain part. Check this out. Now, if you want to see the whole video, I left a link to it pinned in the comments for you guys to check it out there. But in the meantime, let's get into what the stepfather had to say after it would go public that he was allegedly shot by Lil Durk's son. When the video first dropped, everyone was under the impression that the stepfather was shot due to a domestic dispute where everyone assumed he was putting his hands on the mother of the child. So the child, trying to protect his mom, would shoot the father in efforts to get him to stop to protect her. However, a new narrative would come out where the stepfather is claiming that he wasn't the aggressor, and in fact, he was trying to stop the mother from putting her hands on him and was shot by the kid due to the direction of the mother. Now, once again, I don't know how this will play out if it does come out that he wasn't the aggressor and was just shot because the mother told the kid to. I guess we just gotta wait to see how that plays out, because would the 10-year-old get in trouble? Would they put it all on the mother for instructing a minor of almost taking another man's life? Would they hit him with an attempted M charge? Who knows? But let's get into what the stepfather had to say. Now, the stepfather would take to his Instagram to react to the video that was put out there, as he would repost the video first with the caption saying, quote, "As y'all can see, I was not the aggressor, and y'all also can see how I still had my weapon on my hip. He grabbed my weapon off my hip following his mom's lead and tried to shoot me and then actually shot me. I advise y'all see it before they take it down. Hashtag build awareness." Then in the next post to his account, he would show documents of what appears to be a report detailing the situation, and it also seems like child services are involved or was involved previously. Before we get into what the document says, he would caption it saying, quote, "This is all the proof y'all need right here. I don't gotta lie about nothing. There goes the truth for y'all, right? May God bless y'all." Now the document will go on to say, quote, "On July 2nd, 2024, FCM Dow interviewed Jerome Harris Jr., 10, at the IMPD homicide office as part of the assessment investigation. Jerome stated when he and his mother returned to Pippin's mother's home on July 1st, 2024, Miss Collier and Miss Pippins were in a verbal fight. Jerome stated he kept telling Miss Collier to stop fighting with Mr. Pippins. Jerome stated he then got out of the car and went over and pushed Mr. Pippins. FCM Dow asked Jerome if Miss Collier had a gun, and he said yes, but hers didn't go off. FCM Dow asked if Mr. Pippin was trying to get the gun away from Miss Collier, and Jerome stated yes. Jerome then admitted to FCM Dow Mr. Pippin's gun had fallen to the ground during the struggle, and he picked the gun up and shot Mr. Pippins to protect Miss Collier. Jerome stated he was scared that Miss Collier was going to get shot. FCM Dow asked Jerome if there have ever been any domestic violence between Mr. Pippins and Mr. Collier in the past, and Jerome stated they would yell at each other a lot. Jerome stated Miss Collier gets really mad, really fast. Jerome blank and blank are at vulnerable ages and are relying upon caregivers to ensure a safe and stable home environment free from domestic violence and neglect. It is unlikely the aforementioned concerns will be addressed without the coercive intervention of the court. Based on the aforementioned, the Indiana Department of Child Services respectfully requests the court find Jerome Ellis Jr. blank and blank to be children in need of services and find the coercive intervention of the court to be necessary in order to ensure the safety and well-being of the children. DCS is recommending continued removal of Jerome Ellis Jr. blank and blank from mothers Ms. Trevonna Collier care in custody. DCS requested authorization for elective care, kinship care, foster care, and ESC. DCS recommends unsupervised visitation for Mr. Joshua Pippins and Mr. Durk Banks. Attachments, and they pretty much got the case manager's signature and the DCS supervisor's signature as well. So I guess they're pretty much letting it be known that she's not fit to have children. So from my observation, the document is stating that the children need services and they want the children taken from the custody of the mother, who is Trevonna Collier. Usually when this happens, it's because the case manager and child services feel that the mother is unfit to take care of the children for whatever reason that they concluded. Now in the document, it also states that the kid himself admitted that he pushed Mr. Pippins, who was the stepfather, and the mother had the weapon, and it made her seem like the aggressor because it said that she was the one that was yelling, getting mad real fast, and putting her hands on the stepfather, right? And it seems like the stepfather was trying to take the weapon from her or restrain her. Now we know that he wasn't trying to get to it to shoot her because he had his own weapon that the kid himself admitted fell on the floor and he picked it up. So if he really wanted to do harm to her, he could have just used his weapon and did something to her. But the fact that he was trying to restrain her from taking hers out makes it seem like he was trying to disarm her because he was scared of what she was going to do with the weapon. Right? But according to the statement, the stepfather's weapon fell on the floor, the kid got to it and shot the stepfather trying to protect his mother, in which the stepfather says he was instructed to by the mother. Which means that maybe if she would have got to her weapon, that's what she was trying to do in the first place. Now, when the child was asked if there was any previous act of domestic violence, the only thing the kid said was that they would yell at each other a lot, but he never stated a time that the stepfather actually put his hands on the mother, which is important. And he also made her seem like the aggressor because he said that she gets mad very fast, which makes her seem like the problem. Now, aside from the post on his page, he will also take to his story with a few words for social media after they would bash him. He will also throw some jabs at the mother and threw Lil Durk under the bus as well. In the first slide, he will say, quote, "Whatever makes y'all feel better. That's why I got custody of my kids and she don't. Y'all so internet, thank God it was me that took the shot and not her. That's still my daughter's mom, but she knows like I know. God has always been good to me, survivor." Then in the next slide, he will say, quote, "My weapon was on my hip and I was trying to protect myself from getting shot. I never in a million years thought a kid I bought four-wheelers and paid for football leagues and everything would do this. But he only knows what mom shows him. I still love him like he's mine." And the next slide is when he will make comments throwing Lil Durk under the bus, as he will post saying, quote, "I was posting that ish for the city. Middle finger Durk and all that ish on my daughters. That ish ain't got nothing to do with him. People coming up with their own narrative. I'm a rat, I'm this, I'm that. But if I would have lost my life, I wouldn't be able to tell my side of the story. I would be just another dead N-word. I don't give a F no more. I got custody of my kids. God don't like ugly. I pray he give y'all what y'all deserve, good or bad." Then in the next slide, he will continue taking shots at Lil Durk, as he will say, quote, "I pray y'all favorite rapper takes full custody of Romeo and I get full custody of mine. Call me what y'all want to call me. It's about the kids at the end of the day." Then he will continue in the next slide, as he will say, quote, "I can't help y'all just now finding out that that's his daddy. Y'all should have been on her side when she was on this MF going hard to prove herself. If you know, you know. I was that boy daddy. He called me daddy for 7 years. Since he was 3 weeks, I've been in his life." Then in the last slide, he will say, quote, "My post ain't say ish about that being Durk's son. I never cared. I loved him like he's mine. That's his mama fault." Now, I don't know what happened with his other page, but he made a new one and had a few things to say on there. Y'all check these posts out. So in a nutshell, he's stating that whoever is trying to get his page taken down, they're trying to stop whatever he got going on from coming out. As I'm sure it's not a good look where someone like Durk have this type of accusations on his child, where he's accused of shooting someone and almost taking their life. Just not a good look. Now, nobody wants that type of accusation on their kid, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see what comes out of this. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. And I'm out. Are you tired of a bunch of social media gurus promising you results with their course, but all they do is take a bunch of information off YouTube and Google, then sell it to you? Well, look no further. Our YouTube Tips and Tricks Masterclass course comes equipped with SEO tips and tricks, along with methods we use to growth hack our YouTube channel. It also includes step-by-step ways to publish your video before uploading to guarantee a great SEO score, therefore your videos can rank and be shown to a bigger audience. Views and subscribers don't come by luck, and just how YouTube have an algorithm, you should have one as well that can guarantee you results. We doing websites and softwares we personally use to generate money creating faceless YouTube channels. If you also would like to skip the process and just buy other pre-built accounts, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, we also threw that in there for you too. We went through trial and error, so you don't have to. Click the link in the description or the comments and get started today. Now back to the video.